For step 3, what we're going to do is we want to make the background for our Gym Dine heart. So I'm going to take my heart carefully and I want to try to put it in the middle, okay? And what I'm going to do here is take my pencil and I'm going to trace as best I can around the outside of my heart. I want to try not to move it when I do this. Okay? So this is where I want to glue my heart. But before I glue my heart, I want to decorate the background. So everything in the white we don't need to worry about because our heart is going to go right there. So what we're going to do when we do the background, we might go inside this line a little bit just in case we don't glue it on perfectly straight. But other than that, we don't need to worry about coloring in the middle. So last time when we decorated our heart, we did it with shapes. So in the background, we're gonna do lines. So I want you thinking about some different kinds of lines. Like, who can think of a different line? Think about it in your head. So we know one kind of line is going to be a straight line. Okay. Another kind of line might be a wavy line. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw right through the heart. You could do a zigzag line. You could do a kind of a line that has loops in it. Okay. You could just do a bumpy line, okay, and maybe I do another curvy line at the bottom, okay. So I did that again with my oil pastel. If at any time you can't use the oil pastels because you run out or something like that, you can always use your Ticonderoga marker and that will work just as good as your oil pastels. Now what I'm going to do is color in the background. So my heart is pink, so I don't want to do the background pink. I want to try to pick a color that is different, okay, or maybe opposite even. So you can look at the color wheel and have your teacher help you figure out, what color might be opposite of this color. So it's usually a color that's on the other side of the color wheel. So pink is a lot like red. So for example, the opposite of red is green. So if I wanted to do a lot of greens or blues in this background, that would be good, but I definitely want to try to stay away from pink because I don't want too much of that. So again, just like last time, we're going to outline our spaces. Now, if you decided to use black paper with this project, you'll notice that your oil pastels still show up and so do your chalk pastels, and they probably look really pretty. So I'm going to use some different kinds of greens since I decided that green is the opposite of pink to start with. Now remember how I said we're going to go inside this line just a little bit. But I don't need to color everything inside there because that'll just be a waste because we're going to glue it on top. So now I've outlined okay, maybe some blue this time. So now I'm just going to outline on the heart and this line and blend, and it's okay if it goes in there a little bit just in case our line doesn't go on straight, or our heart, I'm sorry. And again, I'm sharing these with my partner so that I'm not running up every time I want to get a new chalk pastel. So talk to your partner about what colors you're going to use, go get those colors, and then go sit down and use them. This is kind of a darker blue. So in the background, it turns out I'm using a lot of cool colors. And I know you know what the cool colors are because we've talked about them before. They're blues, greens, and purples. And I'm doing cool colors because pink is a warm color. You do not have to do it the way I'm doing, but I want you to try to pick colors that are different from your heart. I think in my loop here, I'm going to do a different color even, because I'm going to consider that a different space. So this will be fun to have done before Valentine's Day, because then maybe we can hang them up when we celebrate Valentine's Day. I'm going to do brown, or this is, I guess, gray in here. Almost done. What other color do I want to do? I'm sure you guys are thinking about all the colors you want me to do. Oh, I might do a warmer color, like a yellow. I know it's not cool color, but it's kind of close to green. And I think it looks pretty next to the purple. And then after this, one more color. So I want you to turn to your neighbor and talk about why I'm not coloring in the middle of my heart. Talk to your neighbor quickly, just say, why aren't I coloring in the middle? Okay, if you and your neighbor decided I wasn't coloring in the middle because I'm going to be gluing something on top, you are right. We don't want to color somewhere if it's just going to end up being a waste, okay? We don't like wasting things. So, what I'm going to, look at how pretty my hands are. You can wash your hands in the sink, of course, when you're done. I'm just going to blend a little bit around the outside edge in case when I glue my heart on, it's not right in the middle, so that way it won't look funny. I'm going to put my chalk pastels away, and then that is all I'm doing for today. The other thing I forgot to tell you is do make sure your name is on the back of this paper too, because you want this paper and this paper to go together. I'm not going to glue this on today, but when I do, I need to have both of them, okay? All right. That is it for today.